We are here to explore a vital aspect of our being, one that governs every facet of our lives. Our topic this evening is force yourself to be disciplined. Now you might wonder why we use the word force in conjunction with discipline. It may seem contradictory to your understanding of the law of assumption and the power of imagination that we often discuss. But I assure you, my dear friends, that this force is not an external compulsion, but rather an internal commitment, a deliberate choice to align yourself with your highest ideals and deepest desires. Discipline, in its true sense, is not a constraint, but a liberation. It is the bridge between your current state and your desired state. It is the vehicle that transports you from where you are to where you want to be. And it is through the consistent application of discipline that you become the person capable of living the life you've imagined. Let us begin by understanding the nature of discipline. Discipline is not punishment, nor is it deprivation. It is, in essence, the art of self-mastery. It is the conscious decision to take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your very being. It is the recognition that you are the operant power in your world, and that through your disciplined imagination and assumption, you can shape your reality according to your will. But why must we force ourselves to be disciplined? Because, my dear friends, we are creatures of habit. Our minds, left to their own devices, will follow the path of least resistance. They will gravitate towards comfort, towards the familiar, even if that familiarity is a state of lack or limitation. To break free from these habitual patterns, to elevate ourselves to new heights of being, we must exert a force, a conscious, deliberate effort to think and act in alignment with our desired state. This force is not violence against the self. It is not a battle or a struggle. Rather, it is a loving commitment to your highest good. It is an act of self-love, of self-respect. When you force yourself to be disciplined, you are saying to yourself, I love you enough to give you the very best. I respect you enough to demand excellence from you. Now, let us consider how this discipline manifests in our daily lives. It begins with your thoughts. Every moment of every day, you are thinking. But how often are you aware of these thoughts? How often do you consciously direct them? This is where discipline of the mind comes into play. Force yourself to be aware of your thoughts. Catch yourself when you're thinking thoughts of lack, of limitation, of fear. These thoughts are not serving your highest good. They are not aligned with the divine being that you truly are. When you catch these thoughts, do not judge them. Do not fight against them. Simply observe them, and then with loving discipline, redirect your mind to thoughts that serve you. Imagine the person you wish to be. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the joy, the fulfillment, the peace that comes with this state. Hold this image in your mind with unwavering focus. This, my dear friends, is mental discipline. It is the conscious direction of your thoughts towards your desired state of being. But discipline of thought is not enough. It must be coupled with discipline of feeling. For it is your feeling that gives life to your thoughts, that impresses them upon your subconscious mind. Force yourself to feel the reality of your imagined state. Feel it with all the intensity you can muster. Feel it as though it were already a fact in the external world. This discipline of feeling is not always easy. There will be times when your current circumstances seem to contradict your desired state. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when fear threatens to overwhelm you. In these moments, you must force yourself to maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You must discipline your emotional state, choosing to feel joy, abundance, and peace regardless of external conditions. Remember, my dear friends, that your outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. As within, so without. Therefore, by discipline your inner world, your thoughts and feelings, you inevitably transform your outer world. This is the power of disciplined imagination and assumption. Now, let us consider the discipline of action. For while thought and feeling are powerful, they must be supported by aligned action. Force yourself to act from the state of your wish fulfilled. Behave as the person you wish to be would behave. Make decisions as that person would make them. Speak as that person would speak. This discipline of action requires courage. It demands that you step out of your comfort zone, that you do things that may feel unfamiliar or even frightening. But remember, growth occurs at the edge of your comfort zone. By forcing yourself to act in alignment with your desired state, you are breaking old patterns and creating new ones. You are literally rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your new way of being. One of the most powerful forms of disciplined action is the spoken word. Force yourself to speak words that align with your desired reality. Eliminate phrases of doubt, of lack, of limitation from your vocabulary. Replace them with words of power, of abundance, of certainty. Speak as though your desire were already fulfilled. For your words are decrees, they are commands to the universal subconscious mind. When you catch yourself speaking words that do not serve your highest good, do not berate yourself. Simply pause, take a deep breath, and consciously choose words that align with your desired state. This discipline of speech will not only impact your own subconscious mind, but will also influence those around you. For the world responds to your words by reflecting back to you the reality you declare. Now, my dear friends, let us delve deeper into the concept of forcing yourself to be disciplined. This force, as I mentioned earlier, is not an external compulsion. It is an internal commitment, a conscious choice to align yourself with your highest ideals. But how do we cultivate this force? How do we strengthen our capacity for discipline? It begins with a clear vision of your desired state. You must know with absolute clarity who you wish to be, what you wish to experience, what you wish to achieve. This vision becomes your North Star, guiding all your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Without this clear vision, discipline becomes aimless, a mere exercise in self-denial without purpose. So force yourself to clarify your vision. Spend time in quiet contemplation, exploring the depths of your desires. What is it that you truly want? Not what society tells you to want, not what others expect of you, but what resonates with the deepest part of your being. This clarity of vision is the foundation of true discipline. Once you have this vision, you must commit to it with every fiber of your being. This commitment is the source of the force that drives your discipline. It is the wellspring from which you draw strength when faced with challenges or setbacks. Force yourself to recommit to your vision daily. Make it a sacred practice, a ritual that reinforces your dedication to your desired state. This commitment, this force manifests as a series of choices. Every moment of every day, you are making choices. You choose what to think, how to feel, how to act. Discipline is the art of consistently making choices that align with your vision, even when it's difficult, even when it's uncomfortable. Force yourself to be aware of these choices. Catch yourself in the moment of decision. Are you choosing thoughts that support your vision or undermine it? Are you choosing feelings that elevate you or diminish you? Are you choosing actions that move you towards your goal or away from it? This awareness, this constant vigilance is a crucial aspect of discipline. But discipline is not about perfection. It's not about never making a mistake or never falling short. True discipline includes the ability to forgive yourself, to pick yourself up when you fall, to recommit to your vision even after a setback. Force yourself to be compassionate with yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. Remember, my dear friends, that you are engaging in a process of transformation. You are literally remaking yourself, recreating yourself in the image of your highest ideals. This process takes time. It requires patience, persistence, and above all, discipline. Force yourself to be patient with this process. Understand that change doesn't happen overnight. Your current state Your current habits of thought and feeling and action were not formed in a day. They are the result of years of repetition of unconscious patterns. To change these patterns requires time and consistent effort, but do not let this discourage you. For every moment of disciplined thought, every instance of aligned feeling, every act of committed behavior is a step towards your desired state. Each choice, no matter how small it may seem, is a brick in the foundation of your new reality. Now, let us consider the role of imagination in this process of disciplined transformation. Your imagination, my dear friends, is the workshop wherein you fashion the template of your life. It is through your imagination that you can enter into the state of your wish fulfilled, experiencing now what you desire to experience in the future. Force yourself to use your imagination deliberately, consciously. Set aside time each day to enter into your imaginal scene. See yourself as you wish to be. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the fulfillment of your desire already accomplished. Imaginal acts so vivid, so real, that it feels more present, more tangible than your current physical reality. This disciplined use of imagination is not mere daydreaming or fantasy. It is a powerful creative act, for your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the physical world. Therefore, as you persist in your imaginal act, as you discipline yourself to maintain the feeling of your wishful gazee, you impress this new state upon your subconscious mind. And once impressed, your subconscious mind must express this new state in your outer world, for that is the law of your being. Your outer world must conform to your inner assumptions. It has no choice in the matter. This is the power of disciplined imagination. But imagination alone is not enough. It must be coupled with faith. You must force yourself to believe in the reality of your imaginal act. This faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. It is a deep, unshakable knowing that what you have imagined must come to pass. This faith, my dear friends, is itself a form of discipline. For there will be times when your senses deny the reality of your imaginal act. There will be moments when your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumed state. In these moments, you must force yourself to maintain your faith. You must discipline your mind to reject the evidence of your senses and hold fast to the truth of your imagination. Remember, the physical world is but a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. It is not the cause, but the effect. Therefore, no matter what your current circumstances may be, hold fast to your imagined state. For as you do so, as you discipline yourself to maintain your assumption despite all evidence to the contrary, you set in motion the forces that will inevitably bring your assumption into physical reality. Now, let us consider the practical application of this disciplined approach to life. How do we force ourselves to be disciplined in our daily lives? It begins with structure. Create a daily routine that supports your vision. Set specific times for your imaginal work, for your affirmations, for actions that align with your desired state. Force yourself to stick to this routine, especially when you don't feel like it. For it is in these moments of resistance that the true power of discipline is revealed. It is easy to take inspired action when you're feeling motivated. The real test of discipline comes when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when you'd rather take the easy path. In these moments, remind yourself of your commitment. Reconnect with your vision. Force yourself to take that next step, to do that next task, to maintain that next thought, even when every fiber of your being resists. For it is through this consistent disciplined action that you build momentum, that you create new habits, that you literally become the person capable of living your desired reality. But discipline is not all hard work and serious focus. It also includes the discipline of joy, of play, of relaxation. Force yourself to find joy in the process of transformation. Discipline yourself to celebrate every small victory, every step forward, no matter how tiny it may seem. For joy is not just the result of achieving your goals, it is the fuel that powers your journey. When you approach your discipline with joy, with a sense of playful exploration, you tap into a wellspring of energy that makes the process not just best bearable, but enjoyable. Force yourself to take time for rest and rejuvenation. Discipline yourself to care for your physical body, your emotional well-being, your spiritual connection. For you are not separate from your body, from your emotions, from your spirit. You are a unified whole, and true discipline honors all aspects of your being. Now, my dear friends, let us address a common misconception about discipline. Many believe that discipline is about rigid control, about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. But true discipline, the kind of discipline we're discussing tonight, is about aligning yourself with your deepest desires, with your highest good. When you force yourself to be disciplined in the way we've discussed, you're not going against your true nature. You're aligning with it. You're becoming more of who you truly are. You're allowing your divine nature to express itself more fully through you. This understanding transforms discipline from a burden into a joy. It becomes not something you have to do, but something you get to do. It becomes an expression of self-love, of self-respect, of honoring the divine being that you truly are. So force yourself to see discipline in this new light. Discipline yourself to approach your practice with joy, with excitement, with a sense of reverence for the creative power you're wielding. For in truth, this disciplined use of your imagination, this consistent alignment of your thoughts, feelings and actions with your desired state is the highest form of prayer. It is a declaration to the universe of who you truly are. It is a command to your subconscious mind to express your divine nature more fully. It is an act of co-creation with the infinite intelligence that pervades all of existence. As you continue on this path of disciplined transformation, you will find that it becomes easier, more natural. What once required conscious effort becomes your default state of being. Your disciplined thoughts become habitual. Your assumed feelings become your natural emotional state. Your aligned actions become automatic. But do not let this fool you into complacency. Continue to force yourself to grow, to expand, to reach for even higher states of being. For there is no limit to what you can become, to what you can achieve, to what you can experience. The only limits are those you impose upon yourself through your own thoughts and assumptions. So discipline yourself to continually expand your vision. Force yourself to imagine even greater possibilities for yourself and for humanity. For as you elevate yourself, you elevate all of creation. As you discipline yourself to express more of your divine nature, you contribute to the evolution of human consciousness. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not alone in this journey. The entire universe is supporting you, conspiring to bring your assumptions into reality. Trust in this support. Have faith in the perfect working of the law. Discipline yourself to maintain this trust, this faith, even when appearances suggest otherwise. For in truth, there is no otherwise. There is only your assumption, your disciplined imagination, and its inevitable expression in the physical world. Everything else is illusion, shadow, temporary appearance. Hold fast to the truth of your being, to the reality of your assumed state, and watch as the world reshapes itself to match your assumption. As we near the end of our time together tonight, I want to leave you with this final thought. The discipline we've discussed is not a destination, but a journey. It is not something you achieve once and for all, but a continual process of growth, of expansion, of becoming. So force yourself to embrace this journey. Discipline yourself to find joy in the process, to celebrate each step along the way. For it is through this journey that you discover the true extent of your power, the limitless nature of your being. Go forth from this place tonight with a renewed commitment to discipline. Force yourself to maintain the state of your wishful fulfilled. Discipline your thoughts to dwell only on what you want to experience. Control your emotions to feel only the satisfaction of your desire accomplished. Direct your actions to align with the person you wish to be. Do this not from a place of lack or need, but from a place of power, of certainty, of knowing. For you are divine beings, creators of your reality. The discipline we've discussed tonight is simply the means by which you consciously direct this creative power. And know that as you do so, as you force yourself to be disciplined in your assumptions, in your imagination, in your faith, you are fulfilling the grandest purpose of all. You are allowing the divine to express more fully through you. You are becoming a clearer channel for infinite intelligence to enter this world. So shine bright, my dear friends. Shine with all the radiance of your disciplined imagination, your controlled emotions, your aligned actions. Shine so brightly that others cannot help but be illuminated by your light. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the transformation of the entire world. Remember, the power is within you. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It is closer than your breath, nearer than your heartbeat. It is not something to be attained, but something to be realized, to be expressed, to be lived. And it is through the force of discipline that you bring this realization into your conscious experience. As you leave here tonight, carry this truth with you. Let it be your guiding light, your constant companion. Let it inform every aspect of your being, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. For as you do so, you will find that life becomes a joyous adventure, a grand exploration of your infinite potential. And so, my dear friends, I bid you good night, but know that this is not an ending, but a beginning of a new life, a new way of being, a life of conscious creation, of deliberate manifestation, of disciplined self-expression. Go forth and create miracles. Go forth and live the life you have always dreamed of. Go forth and be the divine beings that you truly are. For in doing so, you fulfill your highest purpose. You express your truest nature, and you bring heaven to earth. Good night, my dear friends, and may your journey of discipline and self-realization be filled with joy, wonder, and endless discovery. For you are the makers of your destiny, the authors of your story, the creators of your reality. Embrace this power, use it wisely, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Remember, it all begins with you. With your disciplined imagination, your controlled emotions, your aligned actions. Master these, and you master your world. For in truth, there is no world out there independent of your consciousness. It all exists within you, waiting to be called forth by your creative power. So call forth a world of beauty, of love, of abundance. Call forth a reality that reflects your highest vision of yourself and of humanity. For as you do so, you participate in the greatest act of creation possible, the conscious evolution of human consciousness. And with that, my dear friends, I leave you to your own divine exploration. May your imagination be vivid, your faith unshakable, your discipline unwavering, and your manifestations miraculous. For this is your true nature, your divine birthright. Good night, and God bless you all. As we embark on this journey together, I ask you to open your minds and hearts to the infinite possibilities that surround us at every moment. For in truth, the universe is not some distant, abstract concept, but the very essence of our being, the source from which all things flow. Imagine, if you will, that you are standing on the shore of a vast ocean. The waves crash against the sand, each one unique, yet part of the greater whole. This ocean, my dear friends, is the universe's infinite, powerful, and ever-present universe. And you are not separate from this ocean, but a vital part of it. You are, in essence, a drop of water that contains within it the entire ocean. Now let us delve deeper into this concept of trusting the universe. Many of you may have been taught to strive, to struggle, to fight against the currents of life. But I say to you, this struggle is unnecessary, for when you truly understand your place in the grand tapestry of existence, you will see that the universe is not something to be conquered, but a loving, abundant force that is always working in your favor. Consider for a moment the natural world around us. Does the acorn struggle to become an oak tree? Does the caterpillar fight against its transformation into a butterfly? My friends, these miracles of nature unfold effortlessly, guided by an innate intelligence that knows exactly what is needed for growth and transformation. And so it is with you. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, knows precisely what you need at every moment of your existence. Your task, then, is not to struggle or strive, but to align yourself with this universal intelligence, to open yourself to receive the abundance that is your birthright. But how, you may ask, do we cultivate this trust in the universe? The answer, my dear friends, lies within you. It is through the power of your imagination, your consciousness, that you can tap into the limitless potential of the universe. Wayne, whose teachings have inspired countless individuals to realize their true potential, often spoke of the power of imagination. He said, "Imagination is the very gateway of reality." And indeed, it is through our imagination that we can bridge the gap between our current circumstances and our deepest desires. When you trust the universe to give you what you need, you are essentially acknowledging that your imagination, your consciousness, is the creative force through which all things come into being. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. No, this is a profound understanding of the nature of reality itself. Consider for a moment your own life experiences. How many times have you worried about a future event, only to find that when the moment arrived, everything unfolded perfectly? How often have you received exactly what you needed, precisely when you needed it, sometimes in ways you could never have anticipated? These are not coincidences, my friends. These are manifestations of the universe responding to your deepest needs and desires. When you trust in this process, when you align your consciousness with the infinite intelligence of the universe, you open yourself to a flow of abundance that knows no bounds. But trust, like any skill, must be cultivated. It requires practice, patience, and above all, a willingness to let go of the illusion of control. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that we must micromanage every aspect of our lives, that we must plan for every contingency and guard against every possible misfortune. But I say to you, this constant state of anxiety and hypervigilance is not only unnecessary, it actually blocks the very blessings you seek. When you are constantly trying to control outcomes, you are essentially telling the universe that you don't trust its wisdom. You are saying, "I know better than the infinite intelligence that created and sustains." Can you see the folly in this thinking? Can you feel the exhaustion that comes from trying to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders? My dear friends, I invite you now to release this burden. Take a deep breath and feel the relief that comes with surrendering to a higher power, a power that knows your needs even before you do. This surrender, this trust is not passive. It's not about sitting idly by and waiting for good things to fall into your lap. No, trusting the universe is an active process, one that requires you to cultivate a state of consciousness aligned with your deepest desires. Wayne taught that the key to manifesting our desires lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. In other words, to trust the universe to give you what you need, you must first feel as though you already have it. This may seem counterintuitive at first, but it is a profound truth that has the power to transform your reality. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Instead of focusing on your current lack, instead of worrying about bills or debts, you would assume the feeling of already being financially secure. You would walk, talk, and carry yourself as someone who has all their financial needs met. You would feel the relief, the joy, the freedom that comes with abundance. As you maintain this state of consciousness, As you live from the end, as Wayne would say, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance. And the universe, responding to this alignment, begins to rearrange circumstances in your favor. Opportunities arise. Unexpected windfalls occur. Solutions present themselves, all because you have tuned yourself to the frequency of abundance. This principle applies to every aspect of your life: relationships, career, health, personal growth. Whatever it is you need, whatever it is you desire, assume the feeling of already having it. Live from that state of fulfillment and watch as the universe conspires to make it your reality. But my dear friends, I must caution you. This is not about trying to control specific outcomes or manipulate events to your liking. True trust in the universe involves surrendering your limited perspective to a higher wisdom. It means being open to receiving what you need, even if it doesn't come in the package you expected. Often, the universe has plans for us that far exceed our own limited imaginings. When you trust the universe to give you what you need, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your current comprehension. You allow miracles to enter your life. Think back to times in your life when things didn't go as you planned, when you faced disappointments or setbacks. In the moment, these experiences may have seemed devastating, but looking back, can you see how they led you to where you are now? Can you recognize the growth, the lessons, the unexpected blessings that came from those challenges? This is the wisdom of the universe at work. It sees the bigger picture, the grand tapestry of your life, in ways that your limited human perspective cannot. When you trust in this wisdom, when you surrender to its guidance, you align yourself with a power that can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. But trust, my friends, is not always easy. In a world that often seems chaotic and unpredictable, it can be tempting to fall back into patterns of fear and control. This is why it's crucial to cultivate practices that reinforce your trust in the universe. One powerful practice is gratitude. When you focus on all the ways the universe has already provided for you, you strengthen your faith in its continued support. Take time each day to acknowledge the blessings in your life, both big and small. Feel the abundance that already surrounds you. This state of appreciation aligns you with the frequency of receiving, opening you to even greater blessings. Another powerful practice is meditation or contemplation. Take time each day to quiet your mind, to step away from the constant chatter of your thoughts, and connect with the deeper wisdom within you. In these moments of stillness, you can tap into the infinite intelligence of the universe, receiving guidance and inspiration that can lead you to your highest good. Meditation is another tool that can help you strengthen your trust in the universe. Spend time each day visualizing your desires as already fulfilled. See yourself living the life you want, feeling the emotions associated with having your needs met. This isn't about forcing outcomes, but about aligning your consciousness with the reality you wish to experience. As you engage in these practices, you may find that your perception of the world begins to shift. You may start to notice synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to guide you towards your goals. You may find that doors open unexpectedly, that the right people and opportunities show up at just the right time. These experiences are not random chance, my friends. They're manifestations of your growing alignment with the universe. They're signs that you are tuning into the frequency of abundance and allowing it to flow into your life. But remember, trusting the universe doesn't mean that challenges will never arise. Life by its very nature involves cycles of growth and change. There will be times when you face obstacles, when your faith is tested. It is in these moments that your trust in the universe becomes most crucial. When you encounter difficulties, instead of seeing them as evidence that the universe has abandoned you, recognize them as opportunities for growth. Ask yourself, what is the situation trying to teach me? How is this challenge preparing me for my next level of growth? By maintaining your trust, even in the face of adversity, you demonstrate your faith in the higher wisdom of the universe. And often it is through these very challenges that the greatest blessings enter your life. Consider the analogy of a gardener planting seeds. The gardener doesn't dig up the seeds every day to check on their progress. Instead, they trust in the natural process of growth. They provide the right conditions, water, sunlight, nutrients, and then allow nature to do its work. Your relationship with the universe is similar. You plant the seeds of your desires through your imagination and your aligned actions. You nurture these seeds through your trust and your positive expectation. And then you allow the universe to bring these desires to fruition in its own time and way. This process requires patience and faith. Just as a seed needs time to germinate and grow before it breaks through the soil, your desires may take time to manifest in your physical reality, but trust that beneath the surface, powerful forces are at work, arranging circumstances in your favor. As you deepen your trust in the universe, you may find that your desires themselves begin to shift. You may discover that what you truly need is not always what you initially thought you wanted. This is the universe's wisdom at work, guiding you towards your highest good. For example, you may think you need a specific job or relationship, only to find that the universe has something even better in store for you. By remaining open and trusting, you allow yourself to receive blessings beyond your current imagination. This trust also frees you from the burden of trying to control every aspect of your life. When you know that the universe is working in your favor, you can relax into the flow of life. You can enjoy the present moment, knowing that your needs are being met and your desires are unfolding in divine timing. This state of trust and allowance is your natural state. It is the state of being that allows miracles to enter your life. When you release resistance and align with the flow of the universe, you become a conduit for infinite possibilities. Imagine for a moment a life lived in complete trust of the universe. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of excitement and anticipation, knowing that wonderful things are unfolding for you. Imagine facing challenges with calm and confidence, knowing that there are opportunities for growth and that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. This, my dear friends, is the life that is available to you when you trust the universe to give you what you need. It is a life of joy, of abundance. It is a life where you are co-creating with the infinite intelligence of the universe, bringing your unique gifts and talents to the world in service of the highest good. But remember, this trust is not something that is given to you. It is a choice you make moment by moment. It is a practice that you cultivate daily. Each time you choose trust over fear, each time you choose faith over doubt, you strengthen your connection to the universe and open yourself to greater blessings. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a powerful exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, nourishing every cell of your body. As you exhale, release any doubts or fears you may be holding. Now imagine a bright light at the center of your being. This light represents your connection to the universe, to the source of all creation. See this light growing brighter and brighter, expanding to fill your entire body. Feel the warmth, the love, the infinite wisdom of the universe flowing through you. As this light expands, see it extending beyond your physical body, creating a radiant aura around you. This is your field of infinite possibilities. Within this field, anything is possible. Any need can be met, any desire fulfilled. Now bring to mind something you need or desire. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the emotions associated with having this need met or desire fulfilled. Allow yourself to fully experience the joy, the gratitude, the sense of fulfillment. As you hold this feeling, affirm to yourself, I trust the universe to give me what I need. I'm open to receiving blessings beyond my imagination. All is well. and all my needs are met abundantly. Feel the truth of these words resonating in every cell of your body. Know that as you maintain this state of trust and allowance, the universe is already working to bring your desires into manifestation. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, carrying this feeling of trust and connection with you. My dear friends, as we conclude our time together, I want to remind you that the universe is not something separate from you. It is the very essence of your being. When you trust the universe, you are trusting in the highest, wisest part of yourself. Go forth from here with the knowledge that you are infinitely supported, infinitely loved. Trust in the wisdom of the universe and watch as miracles unfold in your life. For when you align yourself with the infinite intelligence that creates and sustains all of existence, there is truly no limit to what you can be, do, or have. Remember, the universe is always saying yes to you, is always responding to your dominant thoughts and feelings. So choose thoughts of abundance, of joy, of love. Feel the emotions of having your desires fulfilled. Live from the end, as if your needs are already met. As you practice this trust, as you live in alignment with the universe, you become a beacon of light in the world. Your trust, your faith, your joy becomes contagious, inspiring others to open themselves to the abundance of the universe. And so, my dear friends, I challenge you to make trust your default state. When doubts arise, when fears threaten to overwhelm you, return to this truth. The universe knows what you need is always working in your favor. Trust in its wisdom, trust in its timing, trust in its infinite love for you. For when you trust the universe to give you what you need, you open yourself to a life beyond your wildest dreams. Go now and live in this trust. Embrace the adventure of life, knowing that you're always supported, always guided, always loved. The universe is waiting to shower you with blessings. All you need to do is open your arms and receive. Thank you, my dear friends, for your presence, your attention, and your willingness to embrace this profound truth. May your lives be filled with wonder, with joy, and with the miraculous unfolding of your deepest desires. Trust the universe and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. And remember, in the words of Neva Goddard, your assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So persist in your assumption of trust, of abundance, of love, and watch as these become the facts of your life. You part ways. Carry this message in your heart. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness, aligned with the wisdom of the universe, has the power to shape your reality in magnificent ways. Trust in this power. Trust in yourself. Trust in the universe. For in this trust lies the key to a life of true fulfillment, of boundless joy, of infinite possibilities. Go forth and claim this life, my friends. It is your birthright. It is your destiny. It is the gift that the universe is waiting to bestow upon you. Trust, receive, trust, and become. Trust and transform your world. Thank you, and may the infinite wisdom and love of the universe guide you always.